Happy Monday, everybody. Hope your weekend went well and you're ready to start a new week. I know January has been a little crazy, so we're excited for an even better February. Just as a reminder, please like and subscribe. Leave comments if you have questions. Would love to answer those questions as they come up. In the description below, you can find the link to the kind of intro video of what the Monday practice is. Also, the video is connected to a blog post that goes into more depth and just has a more written version of kind of what we're talking about here. So please check that out. And without further ado, this is the Monday practice that we do at Meristem. And as a reminder, it's our goal that we do this for ourselves. We grow ourselves. Hopefully that creates change around us, which leads to greater social change. We're inviting you to do this. The more people doing that type of work, the greater change will occur. And we all want, I think, a healthy social change to occur in the time that we're living in. So this is important work. So last month, we explored movement. This month we are exploring the concept of freedom. Freedom is pretty vast. You can kind of get lost in exploring freedom. So we're going to take it in a bite-sized version, one step at a time. But these questions this week are designed to kind of help you start pondering conceptually, what is freedom? And not just stop at a surface level interpretation of it. So the first question is, reflect on the following, what are you free from? So you might ask, can freedom be without other? Can I just have an existence of freedom? Does something else need to kind of become present if I am free? Is there unfree versus free the moment I take on freedom? And in this particular question, am I reliant on the environment to survive? And therefore, am I free of the environment? Can I technically say that I'm free of the external environment if I rely on it for survival? So for example, if I breathe air and I stop breathing air, I will die. Am I free? Does that make me free even though I have to rely on the air to breathe to live? It's a question. How is freedom related to consequence? So just as I described, if I don't breathe in air, there's a consequence. If I do breathe in air, there's a consequence. So how does freedom relate to the natural consequences of life that we have to deal with every day? Can I actually free myself from those? Is it just an acceptance of? Can I go to freedom of choice or whatever it is? Or do we have to recategorize and think about freedom differently? And the last question is choice. How does choice relate to freedom? So obviously I could say I have free choice. I can choose to do whatever I want. Great. But then if I choose something, and particularly if I choose not to breathe, the consequence is death. So how does freedom relate to that? Yes, I can choose to and be free to do anything that I want, but ultimately if there's consequences related to the action that I take that might lead to certain, is it truly freedom? And so it's a little bit of a mind boggle, but these questions might get your palate started in pondering and going a little bit deeper on what is freedom actually, and how do we as human beings attain it, feel it, move with it in our daily lives. And so the practice for this week is coming back to presence. And so we want to just pay attention to your actions, feelings, and thoughts, and when you determine them or when something else is determining them. So can you wake up to, did I make that happen? Did I make a conscious effort to make that happen out of my own freedom? Or did something else drive me? So for example, I'm really hungry and I just went to the cabinet and I grabbed a bag of potato chips and I just started eating. Did I make a free choice in that moment to go eat a bag of potato chips? Or did my hunger drive me to eat a bag of potato chips? So you want to just wake up. Just start paying attention to the driving force of what you're doing, what you're feeling, and what you're thinking. The value for this week is I am the change I wish to see, collaboration. What can you control and what is out of your control? Where are you putting your attention? So again, the practice of presence is this thing that I'm constantly doing and engaging in. The value is something I show up intending to do. And in this case, I'm saying if I want to see things different, I have to make the change. And through making that change, I can collaborate and learn from the people around me to change more effectively. So I'm showing up with that intention. And in this context around freedom, I'm looking specifically at what can I control and what can I not control? What can I freely engage with and what is determined by other things around me that I don't necessarily have influence over? And so showing up with I am the change, but particularly looking at what can I control and what can I not control, and where am I putting, more importantly, where am I putting my energy, and how do I put my energy more towards the things that I can control and change? So that's kind of the concept, starting just exploring freedom, practicing presence, being the change I wish to see, and collaborating. And we got the little infographic just to give you a different picture of this. And so to wrap up, we have, I'll start down here. So there's the internal drives versus conscious agency. So am I paying attention to how I'm engaging? And is it a free choice that I'm making to engage? Or is it something lower biologically that's just driving me? Or something in the environment that's driving me, that's leading me to take action rather than making a free conscious choice or taking free action that I'm aware of and in control of. The relationship between choice and consequence, evaluating if a choice is truly free when bound by consequences. So really looking at, not just, it's more about not just saying, let's throw out this term freedom, but let's really dive into what is freedom and what is not freedom. And as we get deeper into the month, we're going to be talking about, like, from an educational standpoint, how do you progress in freedom in offering curriculum, for example, to the students at Meristem? So how much choice do you provide? Choice can be overwhelming, coming up here. If you give too much choice, it can actually do damage. Too much freedom without the ability to control freedom can be overwhelming, can shut you down. And so we're exploring the relationship between choice and then what I have the ability to determine for myself based on my ability to cognize my capabilities, what I can control and what I can't control. Again, kind of what we explored in movement, there's an inner component to this and there's an external component. The external world can send a lot of stuff our way and we can either be pushed around by it or we can take it in, process it, and come to our own understanding and our own free initiative around what the world's saying. Maybe that's not changing a thing, but by doing that process inwardly to realize I have free capability to engage with this thing just as it is, can make a world of difference. And so kind of exploring the circle of control in and around what you have and the external world and the internal world and what you can actually change to make a difference, whether it's how you show up or working on outwardly making a shift to the environment. So this is the practice this week. This is the concept we're working with this month. Thanks for tuning in, and let's go forward and awaken the possible. Remember, just bite sizes, one step at a time. And if you don't take too much at once, a lot of progress can happen as you work each day just a little bit. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.